This is Aella Phoenix of Galactech News reporting live from the Explorer Core ship Verity in orbit around Darenti Four. On today's show, my special guest is Lieutenant Joshua Torres, son of the Earth Ambassador. Welcome, Lieutenant Torres.
Thanks for having me. You can call me Joss.
Tell us a little about yourself.
I'm from Earth. I went to the academy. You already mentioned my dad. Now I'm here.
Come on, Joss. The viewers want to know more than that. Tell us about your unusual background. I understand you're 250 years old.
Closer to 270. I don't actually keep track.
Recording pause. Joss, work with me. Viewers want details. The CEC wouldn't have cleared you to talk to me if they wanted any of this a secret.
It's not the CEC's information to share.
Is it secret?
No, fine.
Recording on.
My parents lived in the dome. Officially, the Ross Institute. That's where they met.
How did they get there?
Dad got lucky. He met someone who knew someone else and ended up in the right place at the right time. They were accepting people into the dome, which is good. He was diabetic and would have died if they hadn't taken him inside. When the exodus ended, so did medical care.
When you say exodus, you're referring to the evacuation of Earth 5 centuries ago, when the 5 original planets were colonized by mankind.
Yeah, it has lots of names. Exodus, evacuation, desertion.
So your father won a place in the dome. What about your mom?
Her dad was one of the original scientists who built the place.
Did you know him?
No, he died 200 years before I was born.
Would you mind explaining that for our viewers?
Mom and Dad met in the dome. They lived there about 5 years. No, maybe 7. They were young, so they didn't have kids right away, but they learned to run the dome systems. Then, after my grandfather died, they went into deep sleep. Anyone who had original dome training was expected to work a few stints. I think they did 5 years early on, like 80 or 90 years after they went downstairs. Then around 250 years after the Exodus, they worked their second shift, which was when me and Xena were born.
Your twin sister, Xena Torres. I believe she's here on Darenti too.
Yeah, Dad sent her because he couldn't come right away. Anyhow, they don't like to send little kids into deep sleep more than once, so we stayed awake until me and Xena were 12. Then went downstairs until a few years before we left the dome.
And your sister Xena is representing Earth? That's a big responsibility for someone so young.
She's 25, like me, and she's just one of 3 reps from Earth. There's Tia Ross, who's here for the insiders, and some guy named Era representing the Earthers. Those are the people who managed to survive after you all abandoned them.
Who are the insiders?
Those are the folks who lived in the dome and never went into deep sleep. The deep sleepers, like my family, were called the Ancients. It's a silly name, but it gets the idea across.
Viewers who saw my interview with Lieutenant Cassis will remember her talking about the different groups on Earth. When we first arrived on Earth, there was some violence near your settlement. Is that common on Earth?
We aren't any more violent than any other group of humans. Yes, there was a gang that attacked our town. We protected it, as anyone would. And thanks to Commander Cassis, we brought that gang to justice.
I've heard rumors that you and your family were part of a terrorist group inside the dome.
Where did you hear that?
I was on Earth doing investigative reporting. My sources are protected.
We weren't terrorists. At the end, when we came out of deep sleep the last time, we were living under an authoritarian government, run by Dominic Cersei. Cersei wouldn't let people leave the dome. He falsified data so everyone thought it still wasn't safe outside. And the insiders treated him like a king, or a god. My parents, my family, we were part of the resistance, the peaceful resistance.
You said you came outside a few years before the CEC team arrived. How did that happen?
There was an incident. A kid managed to get out. My dad and a couple of other people volunteered to go out and find him. That's when they realized Cersei had been lying.
What happened to Dr. Cersei?
Frankly, he was crazy. He got put into treatment, and the rest of us went outside where we could be free.
Then you went to the academy. They didn't hold your record against you?
My record?
You were part of the resistance. I assume you...
I told you, we were a peaceful resistance. I don't know who you've been talking to, but they've got it wrong. We did nothing illegal.
Tell us, Joss, what will you be doing here on Darenti?
I'm a pilot. I'll be flying delegates around the planet.
Will you take humans to the Promethium deposit on the western continent?
I don't know anything about that. I just fly where they tell me to fly.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
No, I'm good.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to speak with us, Lieutenant Torres. Follow Galactic News to stay up to date on all of the breaking stories from Darenti. This is Aella Phoenix reporting live from the ECS Verity.
If you're curious about Joss's past and his parents, you can hear the full story in Abandoned World, Recycled World, and Reduced World on Julia Huni's YouTube channel.